All right. So we have the special triangles before. We did 30, 60, 90, and we did 45, 45, 90. And so we are going to focus on the 45, 45, 90. Use that special triangle to get the sine of 45, cosine of 45, and maybe sine of a multiple of 45, another multiple, maybe like sine 225 and cosine 225. So how do we take that 45, 45, 90 triangle, and how do we get the sine of 225?
So in the we've defined the sine as the y value on the unit circle,
Yes.
and the cosine of an angle as the x value of on the unit circle.
Yes.
And so if I take this 45, 45, 90 triangle, and if I remember right, the video we made where we made those special triangles,
Yeah.
the hypotenuse is 1.
Yes.
So the hypotenuse becomes the radius, is the radius of that unit circle. And I can pop that 45, 45, 90 triangle right in there.
Okay.
And now we have each side is 1 over root 2. So if you were saying cosine, that means the x coordinate.
Yeah.
So to get to this point on the unit circle at 45 degrees,
Yes.
I would have to go over 1 over root 2. So the x coordinate must be 1 over root 2.
Which means cosine of 45 should be 1 over root 2.
Right, and then the sine we have 2.
Yeah, and that's height of the triangle, which is 1 over root 2 as well.
So with the unit circle and the special triangles, we know that both the sine and the cosine, the y coordinate and the x coordinate on the unit circle, are 1 over root 2.
Yeah.
Now you wanted to do another one too.
220. Let's do 225.
Okay, so 225 is here, right? It's
The third
180
quadrant, yeah.
plus.
Plus 45.
So I'm going to need to spin this triangle around
Yeah, sure.
somehow and pop it in here. So
Yeah.
and now it's at 180 plus 45. So these coordinates here are the
Yeah.
coordinates of 225.
Yes, exactly. But there's still the same idea, right? The y coordinate will be sine and the x coordinate would be cosine.
Right, so the y coordinate, it's negative, it's
Negative,
down,
yeah.
but the length is still the same.
Exactly.
1 over root 2.
1 over
So
root
the
2.
the sine of 225 must be
Minus
negative.
Negative 1 over root 2.
Yep.
And the cosine would be to the left of the origin, which is negative as well. But still, how much far out you are going from the origin to the left? That is so the x coordinate becomes negative 1 over radical 2.
So they're both minus 1 over root 2 or
Yeah.
minus 1 over radical
Yeah.
root 2.
So this idea here, taking the 45, 45, 90 triangle and then putting in each quadrant, we can get the sine and cosine of all multiples of 45.
Right, now we won't do this, but
Yeah.
we could pop it in here
Yeah.
and get the 135, right? I mean, just
Exactly.
like you said, yeah, we
Yeah.
just move that triangle around.
Yeah. So just knowing the special triangle, 45, 45, 90 special triangle, we can get all of those sine and cosine of multiples of 45. Which I think it's cool because I don't have to memorize all those.
I think that's the most important thing, right? That we don't have to memorize anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, good job.